Hey, this is Joe with a quick informational video on this 1986 VFR700F, currently available on Bring a Trailer. Thought I'd go through a few details, show what's original, maybe what's not original, and give a few highlights of the bike. Let's start with the motor. And as you saw in the listing, it originally had a VFR750 engine, and here that is. As you can see, the previous owner fully detailed this, and the engine covers and valve covers are powder coated. And he did exactly the same thing with the original 700 motor, which is now back in the VFR. Quick look around the shop. We've got the 1993 VFR 750. Doesn't look like it's almost finished, but it actually is almost finished. We've got the engine covers off for our paint, and the seats away to the upholsterer, and the wheels are being painted. Bodywork has all been fitted. Here's the fuel tank for it. Kind of a cool aftermarket cap I found for it. This is an interesting project, potential project anyway. This is a 1987 VFR 700F2, and the reason I'm approaching this project is simply because it's one of an unknown handful of bikes that were made in the USA, made in the Marysville, Ohio plant. Nobody knows why, or nobody knows how many. You can also see that the VIN numbers on it are kind of hand stamped. So I just got the carburetors off, just starting on this one. That's the first step in finding out if it's a running, usable motorcycle and if we want to continue with it. Back to the 700. I've got the aftermarket, or the passenger seat cowl off, and I got that off so we can take a look at the seat. This is an original seat. It's in very nice condition. We'll look down here and we'll see just a very slight bit of dye has been worn off of here, and that happens in one more spot over here. That happens when you run the seat cowl on here and they vibrate on there and they just wear the dye off. Usually if the seat cover's on here for very long, it goes all the way along here, this white streak, and even across here. This one is in exceptionally nice condition. What else is original on here? To my knowledge, the tail light cowling, both side cowlings, front fender in beautiful condition, front headlight, the headlight cowl in beautiful condition. This side cover, original, to my knowledge. This is an original cover, of course. It was a damage, and so I did repair it and had it professionally repainted. By repair, I mean I plastic welded any cracks or imperfections, and then I had my painter specifically mask off this original decal and paint the white around it, and then clear coat everything. And by the way, anything that has been painted on here has been clear coated, like these decals here. Tank has been repainted. The engine covers are powder coated, and the valve covers. What isn't original? The VFR 400, CBR 400 rear turn signals are aftermarket. They mount in the exact same spot as the originals, so the originals can be mounted back very easily. Front and rear braided brake lines are not original, and of course the Kirker system is not original. The Kirker looks great in the photographs, and it looks great in person. It really is an exceptional piece. Somebody asked me, why is there cardboard underneath the center stand? That's so I'm not the first one to put scrapes in the bottom of the freshly painted center stand. If you're not aware, these infill panels on both sides here are extremely hard to find if you don't have them. To my knowledge, these are original, still in the original finish, the black finish. New sight glasses in both the master cylinders up here. Here's the bar risers here and here. Those are removable back to stock height in literally 10 minutes. The mirrors and front turn signals are original, but they have been refinished, repainted. The windscreen is aftermarket, reproduction, but unlike most of them, it has a vinyl molding around it. A lot of them do not. I will point out, when you repaint, try and match paint, especially white. It doesn't always come off. If you look at these two panels, you'll see a slight mismatch, possibly on the camera. It's very close. The only other place that becomes evident is right here, along this seam. Beautiful tank. I'll point out a couple of flaws. We got some dust. Oh my gosh. A little bit of a flaw in this reproduction decal, which my painter did a really nice job of dealing with. There's a slight flaw right here. It's been touched up. I don't think I can get the light right, but if I can, you see a kind of a gouge in the, there we are. A gouge in the plastic, but not a scrape in the paint. So I'm not sure how that came about. Swing arms in beautiful condition, and they often are not. And a couple scratches right here in the filler cap. I think that's about all. All the hydraulics on this bike have been rebuilt. They're not the quite as vibrant a muted gold tone as they were when new, but after what, 37 years, you know, things often are not quite as vibrant as when new. Look at some detail on this, all refinished, everything polished out. All the fasteners are correct. These often are not. And if I can't clean up the original fasteners, which I prefer to do, then I'll replace them with new or use ones that I can clean up very nicely. Next, I'll get a cold start video. Thanks for watching.